Again, thank you everybody. Good morning. My name is Gary Grote. I'm the Executive Director for the Greater East Aurora Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of the Chamber Board, staff, and membership, I would like to welcome and thank you all for attending this morning's event. Our goal is to let Western New York know that businesses of East Aurora and our surrounding communities in the area that the Chamber serves, Colden, Elma, Holland, Merla, and Wales, are open for business and waiting to serve you. The Main Street ribbon cutting that we will conduct in just a few short minutes symbolizes the energy and excitement we feel in welcoming shoppers, diners, and tourists, especially this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, July 23rd, 24th, and 25th, as many of our brick and mortar merchants celebrate on the sidewalks of our communities. We invite you to join us in person during this period and see all that we have to offer you. We are stressing, and as you can see here, social distancing and the wearing of masks and disinfecting. So we hope everybody recognizes that and honors that. Normally each year at this time, this weekend, we'd be celebrating our annual sidewalk sale event and street festival, with this year being our 51st annual event. So unfortunately, last year for our 50th, it went well, okay, 51, and maybe not is not what we expected. During that event, we typically have Main Street closed. For those of you who are familiar, we close Main Street for these 2 blocks, and lined with over 100 vendors, attracting almost 15,000 people to East Aurora for the one-day event, for the previously one-day event. This event would usually have hundreds of thousands of dollars of impact on our local merchants. But with times being what they are, we needed to adapt. We felt we could not stand by and do nothing. The Chamber has worked very closely with hundreds of businesses during the past several months, providing information, problem-solving ideas, general support and encouragement, and trying to get them through this period. That is why we feel this opening event, and I say opening in terms of quotes because we've been open obviously a long time. A lot of the businesses have been open a few weeks already, but we want to make it official. In addition, in order to create greater economic impact activity to help our businesses and provide an alternative, safe way, we're also going to do a virtual event online through our Facebook page. And Victoria Sturman, who's our Associate Director, will talk about that in just a minute. They will be able to see what our viewers, people who participate in it, who go to our Facebook page, will be able to see what our participating merchants are offering for sale and take part in activities and events online. First, though, I'd just like to introduce, I'm doing some quick introductions here, our sponsors. Because without our sponsors, we couldn't do events like this. Our title sponsor this year is Absolute Care of Aurora Park, and we have administrator who recently came on, Stacy Bastian. Stacy, raise your hand, okay, and Tasha Brochus. Thank you very much. Our supporting sponsors, Wester, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC, and Dan Dodge is the general manager. Dan. Seneca Healthcare, Laura Canner. Is Laura here? Where are you, Laura? Okay, Laura's back here. Thank you. Buffalo Spree, Robin Leinhardt. She's a senior account executive. Wasn't able to be here, but we thank them for their support, and they're really working to push our events this weekend. And for several of the other dignitaries I want to recognize too. First, it's Tim Delaney, who's our Vice Chairman for the Chamber Board of Directors and the owner of Elma Wine and Liquor. East Aurora Mayor Pete Mercurio, Pete's over here. Aurora Town Supervisor Jim Bach. Tim Clark, who's the Commissioner for the Buffalo Niagara Film Commission. Mitch Martin from Senator Patrick Galvin's office. Ricky Venditti from the supervisor for the town of Wales. And we also have Shelley Rothschild from Connect Life. Shelley is back here. We're going to mention this a little later, thank you, that they're going to have, this Friday, they're going to have a blood drive here right in front of the office here from 1 to 4, I think it is. So, but Victoria, I think we'll talk about that in a minute. But to start out, again, quickly, I'd like to introduce or reintroduce, ask to come to the podium, Tim Delaney. Tim?
Thank you all for coming out today. It's great to see such strong support for our business community in the greater East Aurora area. I'd just like to start by acknowledging a couple of my fellow board members. Ralph Lowe from Holland Hardware, Bob Orris from Pizza Del Oreo, Jen Jamarick from Independent Nursing Care, Amy Alexander from Metamorphosis Fitness, Todd Stein from the Carriage House at Rushing Waters and the bank across the street. And Dave Newell, is Dave here? Nope. Dave Newell from Lopter. We have an awesome community of businesses and even better customers in this area that make it a great place to live, work, and do business. The businesses in the community are a vital part of a thriving economy. They provide the jobs, economic activity, and the services that we all need to live. All of the businesses, as all of us as individuals, have had a rough few months. Even those that were able to stay open the whole time. Uncertainty about when we would be able to, or will be able to reopen. Issues with paying bills, meeting payroll, and fear of how to keep our customers, staff, and families safe constantly consumed us. Today, we officially declare East Aurora and the surrounding communities open for business. And we need your support. Even if you don't feel comfortable coming out yet, many of our stores and restaurants are offering safe and contactless ways for you to shop and eat. And remember, these are the same businesses that are constantly giving back to your churches, fire halls, charities, schools, and even more. So it's important to keep the cycle going and shop local. If you are comfortable coming out, there are many stores and restaurants that will be excited to have you back and have your support. We just ask you that you please remember to respect the rules, especially when it comes to social distancing and masks. This week, as Gary mentioned, we're going to be hosting our first ever virtual sidewalk sale, which is pretty exciting. This 3-day event is a little bit different than how we would normally operate. But the Chamber is committed to supporting all the small business owners in the community, so we felt it was important to push forward. You can check out the Chamber's Facebook page or website for details on how you can get involved. With the success from this event, we hope that we can use it as a jumping off point to host something similar for our Taste of East Aurora event and other virtual events that we can use to help keep each other together and help our communities grow stronger. Thank you very much to everybody that came out today, and thank you very much especially to Gary and Victoria, wherever there she is, for all of their hard work, not only during these past few months, but constantly over the years to help our business community and our community in general grow bigger and stronger. So thank you all for being here. Turn it back over to Gary.
Thank you, Tim. Can everybody hear me okay with this? Okay. All right, next I'd like to welcome our Mayor, Pete Meharry, to come up and say a few words. Pete?
Thanks. Thank you, Gary. I'd just like to say retail businesses and restaurants have been the lifeblood of our economy and our village here in East Aurora. But over the last 5 months, they've really been forced into a battle to survive due to the devastating impact of this pandemic on our local economy. This week, the East Aurora Chamber is launching this innovative and exciting virtual street festival and sidewalk sale, a safe and thoughtful way to continue the time-honored tradition of our annual summer sidewalk sale here in the village. I urge our residents and all others online to check out the sales and specials to support our local businesses. They really need it and they deserve it, especially during these challenging times. And we want to ensure your favorite small business in East Aurora is here now as well as in the future. So thank you for your support.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Next, I'd like to welcome up a really strong advocate of East Aurora and the greater East Aurora area. So a name you might be familiar with, a guy who's been around here a lot of different times. Tim Clark, who's the commissioner for the Buffalo Niagara Film Commission. So Tim, welcome.
Thank you, Gary. Thanks a lot, Gary, and thank you all for being here. Yeah, East Aurora is like Western New York's premier backlot. It reminds you very much of what we all knew as Mayberry back in the Andy Griffith days. It is a quintessential American town that is absolutely unmatched, in my opinion, at least certainly in this part of the country. I also have to say that Supervisor Bach, Mayor Meharry, and Gary Grove, particularly with the chamber here, have been strong advocates of shooting movies here in East Aurora, and it's really become a favorite of a lot of these producers and movie makers. Don Vidler, I see here as well. His store has been the site of many movies, and he has actually made several cameos in those movies. I'm here also to tell you that there's going to be a new Christmas movie that's coming out this season. Not quite sure where it'll roll yet, but you're going to see some very familiar sights of this community in that movie. It's unnamed at the moment, so we can't really talk too many about the details of that. But some of the footage was actually taken at Carolcade, which is, again, just another one of these fantastic small town events that you just don't see that kind of participation anymore in modern day America. Movies have been coming to Western New York a lot lately, and a lot of it has to do with places like East Aurora. But they also have a lot to do with a certain person from this community, Senator Pat Gallivan, who I have to tell you launched the New York State upstate bump, it's called, of the tax incentive, which really brings many more movie makers to Western New York. And it's kind of funny because here we are shooting a lot of movies out here in this quaint village, but it's also sort of the birthplace of the upstate tax bump that we are really benefiting from. And that happened several years ago, but Senator Gallivan, Pat Gallivan's just been such a great advocate, and we really strongly appreciate everything he's done, not just for Buffalo and Western New York and this area, but really all upstate New York. So thanks Pat, and I see Mitch Martin here. I appreciate it if you tell him we send us our regards. Movies are going to be made a lot differently now. You heard Tim talk about sort of the new protocols, even of shoppers and so forth. There's probably going to be a lot less background extras, background actors walking around. There'll probably be much less crew and a lot less impact. Social distancing and all of those kinds of things aside, it's still going to be done very, very differently. Actors will be made up by makeup artists and hair technicians and so forth, but probably not in the same way that we're used to seeing. They may be PPE'd or whatever. So, there's going to be some changes in our industry as well. But we're ready to roll, and East Aurora certainly is ready to roll, and I guarantee you that we are going to be scouting sometimes virtually and sometimes in person this community and scouring it. I've already talked to Gary the other day about something that we're looking for an upcoming movie shoot, and we think we have it out here in East Aurora, and but we can't talk too much about that. I also want to thank the men and women of the East Aurora PD, the police department here. They have been such great partners of ours. Chief Krieger and Mayor Meharry, boy, I tell you, you just get on the horn with them and tell them what you need, and they are there, and they are very, very efficient, very good, and I just appreciate so much what law enforcement has done out here, as well as the municipal entities as well. So thank you all for coming. That's my little portion, and I think Supervisor Bach is next, right? Yep. Nope. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. All right. There we go. I thought out aloud.
He didn't bring his guitar, so
Oh.
we'll get him in a little while. But thanks a lot, Tim. Really
Okay.
appreciate it. As you can tell, and I think you know, Tim's a great advocate, but you know, a lot of things in the future that potentially can happen that are going to help our businesses grow, sustain our businesses. What I'd like to do now is introduce Victoria Sturman, our Associate Director, and Victoria is going to talk a little bit more specifically about the event this weekend.
Good morning, everyone. Whoa, can y'all hear me? I want to thank you all for being here today as we kick off this new virtual event. I know that it's something brand new for the Chamber to be doing, as well as for everybody who's used to coming out here at the end of July to our actual live event. But as Gary stated earlier, it was a very difficult decision for the Chamber to make. We took a lot of time and went through a very thoughtful process about it. And when we decided we had to cancel the event, it was heartbreaking to all of us. But during the pandemic, during the closure, we sat here and we watched as our businesses closed their doors. We watched as the local business districts came to a complete standstill and turned into ghost towns. And we knew that even though we had to cancel our live event, we needed to do something. We needed to be there as a chamber for our businesses, members or non-members at this point. We just needed to be there to help support them. So we turned our focus online. We saw a lot of other events nationwide doing something similar. We looked at some of our local businesses who are also starting to be very successful with doing online things for their business. So we decided that for the first time ever, we were going to move the annual Street Festival and Sidewalk Sale online. We are utilizing Facebook through the Chamber's Facebook page as well as our website. There is an actual sidewalk sale event connected to the Chamber's Facebook page. You can access it there. You can also go to our website, which is www.eanycc.com, and there are links there explaining the festival itself as well as links directly to the Facebook page. What we do have is we have 36 vendors as of right now who are going to be taking part in a virtual sale. Through our event page, they will be posting. We will be posting on their behalf. It will be a very active page, lots of pictures, lots of different fun and interesting things going on. The great thing about this sale is that we were able to extend it. So it's not just a one-day event, it's actually 3 days. It starts Thursday, July 23rd at 9 a.m. and goes all the way through Saturday, September 25th. And it's nice because people can visit at any time. They can visit at their leisure. They're not tied into a certain time frame. They can come and visit in the morning. They can do it in the afternoon or the evening. And we are also encouraging everybody to still come down to East Aurora because many of our businesses are still holding events within their actual brick and mortar locations. So it's not just virtual, it is happening down here. We're just not closing the street off and having vendors. Let's see. So some of the things we're going to be talking about on that Facebook page. The vendors will post about their businesses. We're also going to be having some live events. Some of our vendors are doing live demonstrations and events as well. There will be every morning a schedule of events posted on the Facebook page to let you know what you can participate in, what's going on. I actually want to congratulate our businesses because for some of them it was a very heavy lift to do this. It was pushing them out of their comfort zone and they responded very, very wonderfully. And I just want to congratulate all of them for being able to do that. We have lots of exciting things planned for the 3-day event. We have a scavenger hunt being hosted by Spot of Tea, which the ladies are right over there, which is very exciting and a fun new thing. We're going to have a live Facebook sale from the Aurora Sewing Center, which is right across the street. They're going to be live on Facebook on Saturday doing a sale. We have a blood drive by Connect Life, which is happening here on Friday the 24th from 1 to 4. Shelley Rothschild over there has been wonderful and instrumental in helping us do this. We're going to have yoga classes. Creative Wellness is holding a gentle yoga class during the event that you can actually link to their Facebook page, and I believe it's going to be on Zoom, correct? And get information and take a class and see what it's all about. So it wasn't just about having a sale, it was about getting you involved, getting people involved with the community and the businesses that are here. There's going to be a lot of things going on, so I'm going to leave you with this. You just need to log on and find out what's going to happen. Thank you all for coming, and we'll be available for questions afterward, but I think, Gary, we're going to do a ribbon cutting right now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Victoria. I just want to thank Victoria, too. She's done a great job. This is the first time that we've done this, and she talked about putting people out of their comfort zone, our businesses and everything else. Me, out of my comfort zone. Didn't do a whole lot with this, but with the online stuff, but it's the learning of an understanding of what's happening. So thank you very much. Thanks to our businesses. And again, I just want to encourage, as Victoria said and we talked about earlier, people from throughout Western New York come down and visit us this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A number of our businesses throughout the village, throughout the Greater East Aurora area will be open, and we encourage you to stop and visit, take a ride out. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, please go online. As Victoria said, you can go to our website and Facebook page and you can participate in that way. So with that being said, and you know, we've got so many great places, so many business people here representing so many great businesses. It's just thank you very much for your participation, for your membership support, and all the great things that you do. And we understand the struggles that you faced during the past month, and if there's any other way we can help you, please let us know. Okay, with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to do our ribbon cutting right now. Like I said, we're going to go right down. We have a ribbon. We're going to do right down the middle of the street. We're going to ask our dignitaries, elected officials and representatives, our sponsors, our chamber representatives to be with us, and we're going to face that way, and the police are going to stop traffic for a quick minute. So if we can move quickly to do that, that'd be great. Thank you. 2, 3. Yeah. All right, thank you, everybody. Really nice. Gotta get out of the street.